You're watching the Livewell, brought to you by Rapala.
Hey, welcome to the Livewell, presented by Rapala. Hey, the Bassmaster Elite Series 2022, sixth stop of the year. Going to circle back around one more time to the Tennessee River, the next to last impoundment on the Tennessee River. It's Lake Pickwick. This is an iconic place. It's one of everybody's bucket list places to go fish. And Ryan's going to be very different, just as Fork was different than it's been before. It's going to be different there, especially different than it was last year when we were there at
This
Pickwick.
is kind of the finale of the Southern Swing. Normally we get done with that in April or May, but it is June when we're getting done with the Southern Swing. And Pickwick, like you said, wonder what this reminds me of, Tommy? This reminds me of 2007, 2008, 2009, a good old-fashioned Tennessee River ledge fishing tournament. We haven't had one of those in a while. Every time we've been to the Tennessee River, it's been in that March, April time period, or in the fall. We've seen it differently, hitting Pickwick. We were supposed to do Pickwick this time of the year last year, and then we flipped it with the Classic. Remember, we switched,
Absolutely,
put Ray
yes,
Roberts at June, and we did Pickwick in March and April time period. Now we're getting Pickwick the desired time. Going out of Tennessee, it's a different ramp we've been to. A lot of those ledges that you have to go an hour or so past to get there, we're going to be really close to those. So we're going to see some of that good old-fashioned offshore fishing for sure.
And of course, on the other side of the flip coin there, you're not going to be able to just go around the corner and go to the tail race, which always attracts people back. Well, 2008 is a good example of that.
Yeah, exactly. The current that comes from that Tennessee River, especially in that April, May time period, a lot of rains, especially like in Arkansas, it all funnels to the Mississippi River, it all funnels to the Tennessee River, and it gets a lot of current going. Hopefully in June, they start to slow it down, but hopefully it's hot so that people have their ACs turned on. They need to generate current. That water current coming from the Pickwick Dam over there in Florence, coming all the way to Counce, Tennessee, where we'll be taking off from. It'll be key how much current flows each day. We'll be watching that and keeping an eye on it, but I should still see all of those ledge fishing techniques, those big crankbaits like the DT14s, all the way up to the DT20s, things like that will still come into play. I think we could also see a little bit of Arashi topwalker action. June is a hot time of year and they're deep, but any guys who do go up shallow or you have some kind of schooling action, a topwater that walks will be great.
All right. Well, of course, last year it was Bill Lowen, a giant largemouth that was the clincher, was the difference maker, but it's always a triple threat at Pickwick. You can catch big spots, you can catch big largemouth and smallmouth. Which one's going to dominate this time?
I think it will be largemouth. There will be some smallmouth probably caught, but as you get farther into the summer, less and less winning stringers of smallmouth seem to happen unless we get a crazy influx of water and they have that dam generating a bunch and the outflow pushing it down. I think largemouth will dominate this. I think that we'll see a good winning weight, and I think we'll see, it's hard to put a pin down, maybe a Justin Atkins that's a local. It's hard to put pressure on him for the Tennessee River, but I think we'll see overall good crankbait fishermen will do well this week. Maybe a big worm fisherman, the guys who like to drag out there as well.
Well, for many bass fishing fans, this is classic Pickwick fishing. We're very much looking forward to it. The Whataburger Bassmaster Elite. That's June 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Coverage here on Bassmaster.com, and of course days 3 and 4 on FS1. We'll see you then.